The movie everyone wants to talk about and they all love it. Cobweb. The Cobweb. Adam, you did a video where you said that you hated another reviewer because of this movie.
Yeah, I did. He kind of privately messaged me a couple times, like, Adam, you got to check out Cobweb. I'm telling you, it's different than everything else this year. You got to check out Cobweb. And so I did. And I got to tell you, I didn't really care for it. I liked some of it, but it fell into the same generic stuff I've seen like 1,000 times, where the kids drawing the creepy photos and the parents are unhinged and sketchy, and like they just make really weird choices in the movie. And the final third, where they flip the script, felt just very bizarre to me because of how the parents acted the whole time. It just didn't really add up to anything very satisfying.
I can see that. Gil, what did you think?
I pretty much agree with everything Adam just said, though with them flipping the script and doing unexpected things, even though in retrospect, I'm like, I don't really know that makes any sense. It did make the movie more interesting. So it's a somewhat generic horror movie that's going to take some twists and turns that you might not see coming because they're just not very logical, but it made it more entertaining. And there was some genuinely creepy stuff in it that was effective. So if you're looking for a solid horror that's nothing special at all, this will get the job done.
High praise.
You think there's something illogical about the ending of this movie? I thought it all checked out. Sarah and Kaylee, you guys didn't see this, right?
I did.
You did? Oh, God, I knew I would screw up one. What did you think of Cobweb? Did you love every minute of it?
I totally agree. I think the movie is not cohesive, and like if I'm looking at it critically, I'm like, this movie kind of sucks. But I loved it. I had a super fun time watching it. So I don't know that matters to me. The twist doesn't make any sense. It's not cohesive with the lead up. Yeah. It is like, I don't understand where the whole spider thing comes in. There's that one scene where the mom looks kind of like Momo. Is it Momo? The weird.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
this
that's
one?
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just a completely pointless scene, right? For shock value?
It does not have any meaning at all.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that I really, really, for completely selfish reasons, enjoyed the subplot, or I guess it was a major plot point, of the substitute teacher, Mrs. Divine, which also was a very stupid name for a teacher who is supposed to be divine. I really enjoyed that the substitute teacher went to the kid's house, because what fucking substitute teacher goes and bothers children?
And then sees all these red flags and does nothing about it.
Kaylee, I think I know where you're going with this.
You know where I'm going with this? Because there is literally only one person in the world that is stupid enough to claim to do that, and that is stuttering John Melendez. And that was a plot point in this movie, and I could not believe it. I was like cackling watching this movie. I thought it was so hilarious.
Those of you who don't know, stuttering John Melendez from the Howard Stern Show and the Tonight Show, who you might know now as your local alcoholic if you live in parts of California. He decided to be a substitute teacher last year until he got fired, and he was bragging about it recently. He's like, I used to call the parents and let them know that their kid got an A. My parent, well, first off, no teacher would ever call my parent with that news. But second, I'd be horrified if the substitute teacher was calling me about that shit. That girl is in a bunch of things now. She was in Infinity Pool earlier this year. And I hear she's now in Zack Snyder's Star Wars fan fiction, which I'll watch several months from now. Yeah. Joey C. I'm sorry, not Joey C. I'm sorry. I
Easy
confused you.
Yeah, he's not a total pile of shit, this new guy. He's not Joey C.
Ironically, though, they both have Grimace statues. I'm sure he purchased his legally because Joey C. stole his. What did you think of Cobweb?
Yeah. Aside from the normal jump scare bullshit, it seems like there's nothing original in this movie. If you've seen People Under the Stairs, you've seen this movie. Mm-hmm. It's just a mixing pot of 80s, 90s, and 2000s horror mixed together. There's nothing memorable here, folks. Don't waste your time.
And I'm sure Crystal's going to say this was her film of the year.
Nope. I actually already did a review of this with Hometown Ghost Stories, and I hated it so much I was texting my friend Rob the entire time, because he's like, yeah, it's kind of unpredictable. I predicted every single little fucking piece of this movie, and I straight up have the text chain to prove it. Not only that, he gave me my money back, and it says, "Sorry, I made you watch Cobweb, Rob." I love to see that.
Oh,
That's so funny.
yeah.
And he framed it too. That's how bad it is. That's how much.
I think it's from the producer of Barbarian, which I also hated a lot. And
I did
and
too.
that movie's at like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like critics
Really?
love that film.
I hated it.
I fucking hated that movie.
Same.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
hopefully
shocking.
you can get it down to
That's
89%, Adam. I believe in you.
I already gave it a rotten over there, but I mean, I felt like I could have made a bowl of cereal scarier than Cobweb.
Yeah,
Why
now
does
you're talking.
everyone do a bowl of cereal? And
It was a callback joke, Tony. I don't actually. have
okay.
it.
We're all
Now
making
you're
bowls of
talking.
cereal.
So Cobweb. I kind of agree
Sucked.
with everyone said, but I was on board for most of the movie. I was a little shocked when the parents like moved the refrigerator, revealed that they were kind of up to something. I wasn't expecting that. The third act is very jarring. There is some foreshadowing to it. Kaylee, you were wondering about the spider. They showed that like the spider was like in his classroom earlier, so they just have a spider nest in there.
No, I
And
understand
That's
it.
not
It's just
foreshadow-
stupid.
That's not foreshadowing, really. That's
It's
just,
nothing. It's like, hey, look, it's a movie about spiders. Here's a spider.
yeah,
Like,
right.
what?
No. So I don't really want to spoil what the twist is, but it was going one way, and then randomly they're like, also it's supernatural, and I was like, wait, what? I was on board with the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror plot with the sibling in the attic. Hugo, I was on board with the Hugo thing, but then they threw in like a last minute. It's also a monster, and I went,
Yeah.
hold on, now you're throwing too many things at me. However, I will say, I enjoyed the rampage at the end.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Like, I agree with everyone here being like, that's stupid and didn't make sense, but at the same time, like, I can't help but say I was laughing the whole time. And, you know, pulling double duty, I didn't expect to see the cast of Pooh, Blood and Honey in this movie.
That looks more like Piglet. That looks more like Piglet.
It does.
Do you think they got their masks switched up? Like, yeah, we need a boar mask. Like, oh no, we sent the pig mask to the wrong movie. You think they'll notice? And also, this is, as Sarah pointed out, this is Gary Busey's son, this young boy here, who looks
Yeah.
exactly
I can really
like
see that.
Yeah,
Holy shit, I see it.
not Jake
Right?
Busey, Gary Busey,
Gary
the older
Busey,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't really hate this movie. It's good at building tension, but it doesn't really deliver. It does deliver on schlock, but I wasn't expecting schlock toward the end of it. I don't think I've seen that Anthony Starr guy in anything. I don't watch The
Oh.
Boys.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
know.
no, I was gonna point that out. He's playing Homelander in this. It was really weird
Yeah.
because he has a couple father-son scenes, and he was creepy as shit. Like, he's
Yeah.
straight up Homelander here.
Yeah, he is. I love that series, and I feel like almost everything
love The
he
Boys.
plays in recently, I only see Homelander, but that's
Yeah.
what he is.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah, everyone's just kind of an asshole in this movie.
they are.
Yeah, you're right about the parents acting so weird. Like when the twist is revealed, it's like, well, why were they? Something doesn't really add up with the parents. I'm like, well, they wouldn't be acting like this weird. I don't know. The whole thing was, it is making me ask more questions than it's answering. I did kind of like the ending, the weird ending. I thought that was kind of fun. But yeah, I can't really recommend it